Resonators are audio processing tools used to enhance or manipulate the harmonic content of a sound by adding resonance at specific frequencies. Essentially, a resonator simulates the behavior of acoustic resonances, which are the natural vibratory patterns of an object, like the body of a guitar or the cavity of a drum. By applying resonators to audio signals, you can introduce new tones and textures that weren't originally present, enriching the sound's character. So, resonators are your friends in the creative processing of noise. There are a lot of things you can do with resonators. For instance, you can enhance harmonic content by setting a resonator to specific pitches. You can bring out or create harmonic overtones that complement the bass sound. This can transform a simple noise recording into a more complex and musically relevant sound. You can create new textures with resonators. For example, white noise processed with a resonator tuned to a chord that can create an ethereal pad sound or a metallic ringing sound, depending on the settings. Also, you can experiment with tuning. Adjusting the frequency settings of a resonator can drastically change the sound's feel. Automating or modulating the parameters of a resonator, such as its tuning, feedback, or dampening during playback, can create evolving textures. This dynamic change can add life and movement to otherwise static noise sounds. Combining resonators with other effects like delays, reverbs, and filters can enhance their impact. This technique, however, needs to be handled with care to avoid overwhelming the mix or causing unwanted audio artifacts. So by using resonators in these creative ways, you can transform noise recording into lush, dynamic elements that contribute significantly to a track's musicality and textural depth. These tools empower producers to explore sound design with a sculpture's touch, shaping raw sonic material into complex auditory landscapes. Now, let's see what I'm talking about. This is a vinyl crackle noise. Firstly, since I aim to create a groove from this sound, I'm using Ableton's quantize feature and making minor adjustments to the positions of the transients on an 8-beat grid. These adjustments are particularly useful for creating a rhythmic narrative with sound samples that contain sharp elements like these ones. I will keep tweaking these until I find a rhythmic pattern that I like. Next, I'm adding a resonator instance to this channel. Above all, I'm setting the root note to G#1, though this might change later. I'm applying the second sound 3 semitones up from the root note, and the third sound 7 semitones up, thereby creating a minor chord. The dry wet knob can help create a more isolated experience. The filter offers us 4 different options. I prefer using a low-pass filter. Now, I've set a cutoff frequency that sounds good to my ears. Afterwards, I'm reducing the stereo width, because I'm about to add a reverb instance right after the resonator. In the reverb panel, I'm only balancing the dry-wet mix and leaving it at that for now. To compress the dynamic range of the vinyl crackle noise and bring the other elements closer to being perceptible, I'm adding a compressor right before the reverb. I'm adjusting the settings. This little button lets me achieve a more staccato character and shorten the decay time of each sharp sound. A bit of echo will take this sound to a more atmospheric and hypnotic place. I'm using the send channel for this. Going back to resonator settings, I'm exploring the results of tweaking the buttons. At this point, the filter and decay knobs have the potential to sharply alter the sensation. Then I'm using an EQ to slightly reduce the high frequencies, because my ears want this. Remember, there is no rule here. You're free to explore. I'm adding a synth chord sample as a kind of backcloth to this rhythmic narrative. I can't even remember where I found this sound, but for now it harmonically fits, and that's enough for me. A steady techno drum pattern also supports this rhythmic narrative perfectly. This pretty much sets up nicely for the start of a dub techno track. quickly making a simple arrangement and just want to explore how the elements interact with each other on the timeline. I'm sure this arrangement can be shaped and developed further, but for now, it'll be inspiring.